Hey guys, Nina here, and I am here to read in chapter 22 of a Ben fanfiction, so I hope you guys enjoy. I woke up to Ben sleeping on my chest, my eyes wide, and I pushed him off, blushing red and purple, wiping the drool off my chest and shirt. I got up slowly and made my way downstairs, smiling sleepily as I passed by Jeff. "Hey, pretty girl," he said, hugging me tightly. I giggled and hugged him back. "Hey, who am I training? Who's training me today?" I asked excitedly. Ben laughed and crossed his arms. "Sally." My eyes widened in shock. "Sally?" I said in disbelief. He laughed and said, "Yeah, Sally. Don't let her height fool you. They don't call her creepypasta for nothing." I laughed a little inside. Well, that should be fun. Ben patted my head and said, "Good luck," and then left into the woods. He was probably going for a kill. I sat on the couch and leaned back, pulling out my phone. He comes. "What the?" I said, dropping my phone on the floor. The words "he comes" starts to speed across my screen, then turned off. "What's going on?" I thought to myself, putting my hands on my face. I pulled my hands away, feeling something warm and sticky. "Blood?" I said, mumbling under my breath, and walked into the kitchen, washing my face clean. Everybody wasn't up yet, and it was almost 1 in the afternoon. Well, it was a long night. After I finished cleaning the blood off my face, I went to go see Slenderman. Maybe he knows what's going on, because I sure hell don't. Can I come in, Slendy?" I said slowly, knocking on the door. "Come right in, Violet. It's open," he replied. I opened the door, and he was sitting at his desk. He motioned me to come sit down by him. "How may I help you, Violet?" he said calmly, not looking up from his desk. I sighed and started explaining about the nightmares I have, and he stopped what he was doing and looked at me. "He comes? Oh my, they're almost here," he said, sounded troubling. He sounded worried. I held my head and groaned that headaches were back. "Who, Zolgo?" I said, raising my voice a little. He shook his head and sighed. "Yes, this is his way of warning us. You need to get dressed. I'll call Sally," he said, getting up and walking out the door. I changed into the outfit Sally had given me and walked outside. Sally was already there in training gowns, looking as sweet as ever with her teddy bear. How could I fight Sally? She's so sweet. I don't want to hurt her, I thought to myself nervously. As I bit my bottom lip, I walked up to her, only a couple feet away, and smiled at her. "Are you ready?" I sighed. She started to walk up to me, not saying anything, just smiling, swinging her bear back and forth. She was now only a few inches away from me. "Violet," she said, normally, looking down, smiling. "Yes, Sally?" I asked, confused. Now she looked up at me. I noticed more blood on her face, and I freaked out. "Play with me." Wait. Is this possible? No. "Play with me," she said in a low, creepy, demon voice. I jumped back, taking out my knife, and my body lit on fire. How could I be so stupid? I yelled mentally at myself. I looked around. She was gone. "Sally," I yelled. I heard giggling in the background and quickly turned to find her bear just sitting there. His button eyes were now blood red, and blood were streaming down from his eye sockets. "You're not playing the game right, Violet," the bear said, not moving his mouth, but just echoing in a strange, slow motion that sounded like a man's voice. I shot fire at it, and the bear instantly lit up into flames. I glared at the flames and looked all over for Sally, but she was nowhere to be found when I saw her sitting by a tree crying. I ran up to her, and she was crying really hard. "Violet, why did you do that to my bear?" she screamed, crying even harder. I looked at her, glaring. "I know your act, Sally. Quit your shit and fight," I said angrily. She looked at me and giggled. "Aw, you're no fun," she said, groaning. In a blink of an eye, she was gone, and I felt a sharp pain in my stomach. I screamed and took out a sharp little knife with a pink handle. I held my stomach and turned around to find her bear sitting there, good as new. "You're good, Sally," I mumbled under my breath. Kinda sound like Yoda for a minute. I saw her in a corner of my eye, that she was trying to come at me with another knife. I laughed and threw my knife at her, going straight through her and beating heart. She looked at me with satin eyes and fell on the ground. I laughed and walked up to her. Okay, Sally, I know your act. Come on, get up," I said, holding out my hand. She rolled her eyes and took my hand. Okay. We walked back inside. I went to her room and started to play Tea Party. I looked at her as she giggled with all her little stuffed animals, passing them cups of pretend tea and cookies. Big word. But okay, I really underestimated her. So that is all of chapter 22. Hope you guys enjoy. Bye-bye.